Alright guys, we're going to do number 30. Now you'll notice I added an extra graph, and there's a reason for that. There's 3 of these questions on the final. Okay, 3 of them, and that's out of 37. So 3 doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. So I want to make sure you know how to do this. So on number 30 on the tutoring review, it has that, the kind of this, I guess, fuchsia color looking graph. And so what I want you to think about when we're talking about domain and range. So it says find the domain and range of the graph. So we're looking for the domain and the range. Now the domain deals with your x values, and your range deals with your y values. Now some of y'all may think that doesn't matter, but the domain is basically asking how far left and how far right can the graph go. So that one way to think about this, imagine for a second that you're a person standing on this graph. Okay? So you're this person, and I want to ask, is it possible, or not is it possible, but if I started walking to the left, how far could I walk? Well, this person could walk and walk and walk and walk and walk, and in fact, he would walk all the way to negative infinity, meaning he would never stop walking, because there's no place at which that graph stops. So what we would say is that the domain goes to negative infinity. Now what if this guy decided he wanted to walk to the right, okay, or a girl, could be whatever. So let's imagine he walks, he's going to go over that little hill, and he's going to walk to the right, 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 okay. He could walk to the right to infinity, so he's never going to stop. So the domain deals with how far left and how far right does the graph go. And are there any places in between that's not allowed to go? But this guy's allowed to walk anywhere when it comes to left or right. So he's going to go from negative infinity to positive infinity. Now, not all domain and ranges are negative infinity and positive infinity. Okay, so just want to make sure people think that automatically it's going to be that. It's not. Okay, when we do the orange graph that you see up there, that will not be the case. All right, so that's the domain and range. But sorry, that's the domain. Now the range is a little bit different. So the range deals with the up or down. So the question then would become, as this person walks, how far down would he go? And you could really look at this same sketch here. So this guy here, we'll make him a different color this time. But he could walk down, and he could actually walk down in either direction. And he would walk down infinitely. So there's no place at which he would stop going down. So the range starts at negative infinity. But the highest place that this person could be is right there. Meaning he's not going to be up here. There's nowhere on that graph that allows him to get up there. Okay, so that is not part of the range. And I think of the range as almost the altitude. Okay, how high can they go? How low can they go? He can walk to negative infinity, so he can go down as far as he wants, but he can't go up past 3. And remember, it's 3 because it deals with the y value. So the highest point would be 3. And we're going to put it in brackets because you include 3. The only time you don't put brackets is if you're dealing with a number that's an asymptote. So it's something to remember. Now we're going to look at this orange graph here. So I'm going to erase all this and kind of look at it the same way. So when I'm talking about domain, if I'm thinking about walking to the left, I could walk infinitely because this graph goes on infinitely. So my domain now would be negative infinity. But if I walk to the right, I'm going to stop right there. There's nowhere else to go, which means that the furthest right I can go would be to negative 2. And again, it's going to be in brackets. So notice I can't go anywhere out here. There's nowhere to stand, okay? So I can't go to that point. Now with the range, the question is how far high and how far low. Now notice he can still go to negative infinity because he can still go down infinitely. But the highest he can go is right there. There's nowhere he can go up here. Okay, he doesn't have anything to stand on. So the highest place he can be is at that 5 position. And again, it's brackets. So remember, domain and range is asking, domain is asking how far left to right can he walk, or how far left to right is the graph showing. Range is asking how far up or down. Hopefully that helps. And I'm gonna make a couple more videos.